Right now in Argyle, the average home is spending 52 days on the market before it closes. That doesn't sound terrible, but if we look deeper, we see some of those homes sold in 2 days. Others have been sitting for 6 months, and some sellers gave up entirely, pulled their homes off the market after waiting nearly a year. So why are some homes in Argyle selling fast and others are sitting longer? What is actually going on? That's what we're talking about today, along with how to fix it.
Here's what the data actually is showing us. There are two markets happening inside Argyle right now. One where homes are moving fast and one where they are not. And it's not about which neighborhood they are in or what price range they are at. We are seeing it happen inside the same subdivisions.
And I think that surprises a lot of sellers. They figure Argyle is a good market, and it is, so the home should sell. But right now, that's not a given. Nearly 1 in 3 active listings in Argyle have already had to cut their price. They listed, the market said no, and now they're chasing it down. And here's why that matters. Once a home has a price cut, buyers start wondering what might be wrong, and it works against you.
In the end, there are sellers who gave up. They just pulled the house off of the market entirely. 19 listings canceled in the same period we pulled this data. Some of those had been sitting for months. One for close to a year before the seller finally gave up. But in that same window, homes were selling in 2 to 3 days, some for more than the asking price.
There are 3 specific reasons some homes are sitting on the market in Argyle while others are not. Now, what we're about to share, you're probably not going to hear this from most agents because most are not actually pulling the data to find out what is driving it. They're guessing, and honestly, that is part of why so many homes are sitting right now. You deserve to know what is actually going on so you can make the best decision for you and your family.
The first reason is new construction. And I want to be very clear here because this does not hit every seller the same way. The median price for new construction in Argyle went from $499,000 to $416,000. That's an $83,000 drop in 1 year. Builders are pricing to move. That is not a small shift.
And on top of that lower price, builders are offering things that resale sellers cannot easily match. Rate buy downs, design upgrade credits, full warranties. For a buyer who is already thinking hard about that monthly payment, those incentives change the math. And it's not just the price, it's the whole package they're putting together. So if your home is in a price range where a buyer could walk into a new build instead, you were in that competition whether you know it or not. And a lot of sellers don't know it. They're not even thinking about new construction when they set their price or plan their strategy.
Now here's what the data also shows. New construction closings in Argyle dropped 79% from last April. 19 new homes closed last April. This April, 4. Builders have pulled way back. So the threat is not in every price point, but the builders who are still active are motivated. They have product they need to move and they're willing to cut price and add incentives to it. For resale homes in that overlapping price range, that is some serious competition.
And the thing is, resale has real advantages over new construction. Established trees and landscaping, a neighborhood with character, no question about what is still getting built around you. But you have to know that you are in that competition and make those advantages obvious. You cannot assume that buyers will figure it out on their own.
The second reason homes are sitting is increased inventory. 2 years ago, there were 191 homes for sale in Argyle. Today, there are 239. Buyers have 25% more options than they did. And months of supply, which measures how long it would take to sell everything currently listed at today's pace, is now at 6 months. 2 years ago is at 4.2. That's a significant shift heading towards the buyer's favor.
Here's what that actually means in real life. A couple of years ago, a buyer who came through your home and thought it was pretty good would probably make an offer. They didn't have many other choices. But today, that same buyer has a lot more homes to look at, so pretty good is just not enough. They're going to see yours, and then they're going to go see 4 more and buy the one that felt like the obvious best value. The bar moved on sellers, and it moved without a lot of noise. Most people don't feel it until they're already on the market, wondering why the showings are not turning into offers.
Closed sales are also down, from 52 in April of 2024 to 41 this April. Fewer buyers are getting to the finish line, so you have more homes competing and fewer buyers closing. That combination is one reason why the homes that do not stand out are sitting. And I'm going to be very direct with you as a seller. If anyone is telling you that you just need to hold tight and wait for the right buyer to come along, the numbers do not back that up. The longer a home sits in this market, the harder it becomes to sell, and the more money you end up leaving on the table. The data is very clear on that.
The third reason is buyer behavior, and this one I think is the least talked about and the least understood. Buyers right now are more cautious than they've been in a long time, and I want to explain what that actually looks like in a real transaction. It's not that buyers aren't out there. We had 30 people come through our open house just a couple weeks ago, but they are more cautious. They're doing more research. They are not willing to overlook things the way that they might have a few years ago. Pending sales in Argyle are down nearly 30% from last April. That means fewer buyers are making offers and getting to contract. They are looking, they are thinking about it, and then they're passing until they see the value.
And when they do go under contract, they are coming back with a longer repair list than we have seen in years past. They are asking for more, and they are willing to walk away if they do not get it. The buyers who let something go in 2022 is not letting it go today because they know they have options. They are expecting an almost perfect house for the price they are paying. They are value driven.
So what does that look like for a home that's sitting? It means anything that gives a buyer a reason to hesitate is going to hurt you. A roof that needs attention, deferred maintenance items that show up on an inspection report, photos that don't show the home in its best light. Any one of those things gives a cautious buyer with over 200 other options permission to move on. And then there's what compounds it. Once a home has been on the market for 30 to 45 days in this environment, buyers start assuming something is wrong with it. They don't always know what, but the question is already in their head. And a buyer with a question and a long list of other homes to see is not going to stick around to find out.
The homes selling fast right now are the ones giving the buyers no reason to hesitate. Right price, right condition, right presentation. All of it lined up before day one on the market. Positioning matters more than ever.
So let's talk about what to do, because everything we just walked you through, all three of those reasons, they are fixable. Now, most of what you just heard, you're not going to hear from agents who are not actually in the data. There are many who are working off of feelings and previous markets, and what we just walked you through is what the numbers are actually showing. And you deserve to have that information before you make one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. For new construction, you need to know what a buyer in your price range can get new before you list. We pull that data for every seller we work with. Once you see what the competition looks like, you can position your home to win that comparison. You have advantages. You just have to make them visible.
For the inventory problem, your home has to be the obvious best value in the field. That means looking at what is active and what is actually closing right now. Where does your home land in that comparison? What does a buyer see when they pull up everything available in your price range today? You have to take off your homeowner's hat and put on your buyer's hat and look at your home the way that they will.
And for buyer caution, this comes down to how your home is positioned against everything else a buyer can choose from right now. When a cautious buyer pulls up the market and sees your home next to 238 others, you need to be the clear answer. Not a maybe, not a we'll go look and see. The homes selling fast are the ones where buyers were 90% sure about it before they even walked in the door because the price made sense. The photos pulled them in, and when they walked through, nothing raised a question. That is positioning. It's not one thing, it's everything working together so your home stands out as the obvious choice in a crowded field. You cannot fix a slow start after it happens. Once you have days on market working against you, it's very hard to recover. The time to get it right is before you list. But if you list and you don't get the response needed in that first 7 to 14 days, be quick to adjust.
And that's where the right agent makes all of the difference. Someone who knows this data, who knows what buyers in Argyle are actually responding to right now, and will tell you the truth before you go on market, not after you are already sitting there. There are some great agents out there, but unfortunately, there are also some agents that will tell you whatever you want to hear just to get that listing agreement and the sign in the yard. Listen to the agent that will give you the information you need to make the best decision for you, because that agent that agrees to an over market listing price will continue getting buyer calls off the sign in the yard, which is a great business for them. Your home sitting is a great marketing tool for new clients.
If you're thinking about listing to sell soon, the next video is going to be really valuable to you. We walk through the specific things buyers are judging before they ever schedule a showing, things that are costing sellers showings and offers without them even realizing it. And if you're serious about selling in Argyle, watch that one before you do anything else.